I don't know what it is with wokeness and DEI, but it seems like they want to revise a lot of history, especially in video games. We have Assassin's Creed Shadows coming up where they want to try to rewrite Yasuke as some kind of legendary samurai, and they're even making him LGBTQ. Well, there's an upcoming Civilization competitor being made by Xbox Game Studios called Ara History Untold, and they're going to be making some historical figures. They haven't named them yet, non-binary. What the hell? Okay, this modern audience that they're catering to, they have no concept of what actual history is. Guess what? There was no such thing as non-binary leaders in historical times. Nobody gave a fuck about woke agendas or pleasing narratives, but now it seems like more and more each day we're getting these development studios trying to make modern audiences pleased. They're catering to them. They don't want them to get offended. They want verbiage like non binary to describe actual historical figures that didn't give a fuck or even know about any of this. So, this is a Civilization game coming out. And again, there's going to be certain characters, I believe, like Joan of Arc and other historical figures. And they want to modernize it for modern audiences. This modern audience doesn't show up, guys. That's why everything woke fails. And it's not a, oh, everything you hate is woke. If it's woke. No, guys, this modern audience, they're catering to it to push political narratives. Suicide Squad failed. Concord failed. Dustborn failed. This is going to fail. Okay, now let's look at this right here. It says it's developed by Oxide Games and published by Xbox Game Studios, which aims to be a competitor. It'll feature a so-called non-binary leader, which just saying that phrase just makes my stomach hurt, guys. There's an achievement here. According to True Trophies, it says it provides 20 gamer score. It's called Barbenheimer. And it says, as a female or non-binary leader, bombard cities 100 times over any number of games. Why would you need to clarify that in an achievement? A female or a non-binary leader. Why couldn't it just be as a leader? Bombard cities 100 times. It's this buzzword and lingo and stuff that they have to say. It's almost like calling your boyfriend or girlfriend a partner instead, so you're not putting a gender label on top of them. This stuff is absolutely cringe, guys. Remember when pronouns were actually just that, just pronouns? Now you can't even call somebody them without people thinking it's a gender pronoun or a preferred pronoun. As a Southerner, if there's more than one individual, I can say, hey, look at them. That's not calling them their preferred pronoun. It's just saying them, like multiple people. Like y'all, them, they, those. Yeah, it's like I remember when pronouns used to just be words. Now it's all buzzwords like non-binary identities, androgynous, gender-neutral stuff when you're describing somebody as them or they. Right, and now we have games that are turning historical figures into non-binary characters. So this article says it's unclear which historical figure they're trying to turn into a so-called non-binary, I can't even say it, non-binary individual. And its Gamescom showcase, the company revealed a number of historical figures that will be leaders. So Sappho, Itzcoatl, Zetian, I'm probably pronouncing these wrong, Nefertiti, Elizabeth I, Joan of Arc, Otto von Bismarck, Ye Aswataiwele, I'm even going to try to pronounce some of these, Tokugawa Ieyasu, and Saka. So somebody in this whole brunch, this whole brunch of historical figures is going to be non-binary. This is cringe. This is fucking cringe. The fact that they're rewriting history. I mean, is it going to be Genghis Khan? Is it going to be George Washington? Is it going to be Alexander the Great? Why are companies focused on this? Why are companies so focused on catering to a political narrative of wokeness? Why do they need DEI clout? Why do they need to change historical figures as LGBTQ like they're doing in Assassin's Creed Shadows? They're making Yasuke LGBTQ as well. Now, the game's narrative designer and historian Grace Rojas said, in my eyes, History is about storytelling. It's a common misconception that history is strictly about the facts and figures, or in the case of a game like ours, the victors and the losers, but history goes way beyond that. That also echoes the Assassin's Creed Shadows thing the other day, where the creative art director was like, we're going to go beyond what's accepted truth. History is fact, guys, except when you guys get offended about statues in the United States of America and you want them torn down, or you try to say like somebody like Thomas Jefferson was racist because he had slaves. It's so funny that they say that history is a misconception. A common misconception about history is facts and figures. That's exactly what history is about. This revisionist history that everybody's been changing in textbooks and stuff is a fucking problem, because it's the history that only you guys want. It's a history that only you guys like because it fits your narrative. If it goes against what you guys preach about wokeness and all this shit, it triggers you guys, and you guys are doing it in video games now. It's nuts. These people have no concept of what facts and fiction are. They want things their way, and they will tell themselves that just to believe it. And you can see she continued on saying, to truly understand history, we must also be willing to dive deep into the past and acknowledging and examining pieces of the story that can often be overlooked, and how that information contributed to the development of the world as we know it. So you want to dive deep into the past and acknowledge and examine pieces of the story that can be often overlooked. But then you're saying a common misconception about history is that it's strictly about the facts and figures. You're self-contradicting yourself. This is like you wiggling around trying to find loopholes in order to make the history that you want. The history that goes beyond accepted truth. Like, you guys can't handle the truth, to coin a phrase from A Few Good Men. You guys can't handle the truth. That's why you need to make characters non-binary. It's borderline retarded. It really is borderline retarded. Continuing on, they said another piece which was key to our approach for this game was ensuring that the information we present to the players is as accurate and unbiased as possible. Again, you're saying a misconception is facts, that it's based strictly on facts and figures, but you want it to be accurate. You only want it to be accurate to your truth. These guys are stupid, all of them, and they hate games. They hate gamers. They hate games. Why are they working in the industry? Because they want to push woke ideology. That's why. She continued saying, I do want to acknowledge that the thought that history itself can be biased for a variety of reasons, but we work tirelessly to ensure that we present to the world accurate and respectful representations of the cultures and people we decided to highlight. To do this, we worked with a mix of primary and secondary sources. We consulted with experts on the subject matter, and we received feedback from folks who have ties to the regions we cover and so much more. They always say that they consult with experts in research. These experts are all fucking weird, woke people that had professors that ingrained them with critical race theory and all these weird buzzwords. They taught them to hate colonizers, white people. They taught them to hate the United States of America. Like, all this crap trickles down, guys, down into a real rabbit hole. They're more concerned with turning historical figures and historical facts into a narrative that fits their agenda of pushing stuff like non-binary leaders and bullshit like that. All right, so don't buy that a game like this is going to actually be respecting and accurate, because it's not. It's definitely not going to be. It's going to be full of a bullshit message that nobody fucking wants. This game is probably going to be dead on arrival just for the simple fact that they're wanting to try to twist history to fit what they want, and putting non-binary leaders like, guys, I know I'm talking about this every day. Every fucking day I'm finding something, and it's because, like, more than ever we're seeing this stuff pushed into our video games, and it's something that has to be called out. It's something that 110 has to be called out, because it starts with video games, it starts with TV shows, it starts with all this, and then they're going to try to force their beliefs onto you when games should just be about fun. Video games should be entertaining. Video games, especially ones that deal with history, should be based on fact and accurate. And if it's not, Just make a fictional game that takes place in that timeline. Like why do you need Yasuke when you could just make a generic black samurai and make a brand new complete fictional story in it? And they don't get it. They do not get it. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Subscribe if you're brand new. I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you for watching.